Hi everyone, in this tutorial I'm going to take you through on how to get a forex rate API using Django and Python. Okay, so you'll come to this site. You'll come to open exchange rate to create an account. Okay, so you can create a free account, but the only challenge is using the free account you can only get a rate against the dollar only. So once you create an account, go to your account in this case, then here once you log in you'll be able to view this page, and on this page you can be able to read more about the API. Okay, you can read more about the documentation on how this API works and the information and the response that you're going to get. So for example, this is the URL that you're going to use, the URL, the application ID as the authentication ID, and the base currency. And same thing here, we get the URL plus the authentication ID, and from the API this is the response that we are going to get. So in this case you can see it's a JSON response that has similar to Django, to dictionaries in Python, where you have a key and a value. So for example, you have disclaimer. The disclaimer is a key, then you have the value as the URL. The license is a key, and the URL as the data as the value, etc. And you can see here you have the rates. So for example, in this case the base currency is USD, and these are the rates that we've gotten. So we have different currencies and their rates. Okay, then once you create your account, you click here on app ID, and you'll be able to generate your ID. This is the ID that you're going to use for the API authentication. I'll not share my ID because we are not allowed to share IDs. So create your own ID. Okay, then once you create, we add it on the code so that we can be able to get the data from this API. Okay, so by the end of this tutorial, this is the demo how it will look like. So we have like a similar table where you can be able to see forex rates. So here you can get the rate for a specific currency. For example, let me click on the button. So I have the base currency here and the target currency. So my base currency by default is USD because I'm using a free account, and the target currency, so I can get, like, again, is the euro, and it will display here the time when I requested, and the currency, and the base currency, the target currency, and the rate. At the same time I can be able to get, okay, at the same time I can be able to get like several currencies. Okay, so you can come here, click on forex rates. It will get like several currencies, and you can see here 12:40 p.m. I have gotten these forex rates for these specific currencies. Okay, so now I'll explain the code. So first of all, you need to have some experience in Python and Django. So I created the project here called forex API, then created an forex. Then inside the setting I added the app, the forex app, and at the same time I added the forex app URLs. After that I created a model here. The model is forex rate that holds the base currency, the target, the rate, and the date and time. Then I added the model to the admin. Then here on the views I created several functions. So first of all, I've stored my key inside the file called key. I'll not display the content of key because I'm not supposed to share the API key. Then here I imported the API key to this file. Then this is a function that takes some hard-coded specific currencies. So I have the base currency here, which is a USD, then the URL. Okay, then here I have the key, the authentication key, and the base currency. If you look at the documentation, if you come back to the documentation, it's you can, yeah, here. So you can see this is the URL, then the API key, and the base currency. Okay, so this is the API and the base currency. Then I'll get a JSON response. I'll get a response. I request the data and I get a response. Then I get the JSON response. I print out the JSON response, which will look like this, similar to what is shown in the documentation here. So we have disclaimer, license, timestamp, base, and the rates. Here we have disclaimer, license, timestamp, and base, and the rates. Okay, then after that I want to consume the JSON response. So for example, in this case, these are my target currencies. So I loop over my target currencies. Then if there's no error, if there's no error, I get the data from the JSON response. So I loop over the target currencies. So these are my target currencies. Once I loop over those target currencies, if there is no error, I get the specific rate that I want. So rate, so this key rate, then the key of the specific currency, which is represented here by I. Then I print out the base currency and the rate of the target currency. Then I add that record to the database. The part for printing out the rate is just for me to check on the backend, but it's not important. Okay. Then after that, if there's any error, it shows the response that the API failed, and I redirect. Here is just a function to display all the forex rate records. I'm only displaying the first 20 records only. Then these are a function that I'm going to get a specific currency, a specific target currency. So if for example you have a paid version, you can be able to get a rate of using different base currencies. But in this case, I'm just using USD, so my base currency remains USD. But the user can be able to enter their target currency. Then I put it in the URL, the key and the base currency. Then I get the data, JSON data. Then I get the rate and the target currency. Then I add it to the database. Okay, this is going to I created a form here together to base currency and the target currency. Similar, I have a HTML form here. So how it works is you come back to the code, look for the customize, then you can add any currency like euro. Okay, so you can see the response code is 200, meaning there are no error. Then it shows the response, and I want the USD against the euro. Same thing, you can get it against any other currency. For example, let's take which one here. Let's take against this one. Okay. Okay, and it shows that this is the rate USD against, I think, RWF is 1119.05. It shows the timestamp on the time you requested for that information. Okay, thank you everyone. In case of any question, write on comment. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe. Bye bye.